All right, so here we are at the U.S.-Canadian border. Should be getting up to the gate shortly here. Things you do to go pick up some car parts and get some all-you-can-eat sushi. Good day, fam. This is Tan, and I'm excited for this product review today. I'm actually doing an unwrapping and an installation video for this Toyota OEM Hood Deflector. We just came back from Canada because unfortunately they don't sell this in the United States. You can only get it in Canada. So my buddy Ive, he went and picked it up for me, went up there, picked it up, and we're back at his house here in Bellingham to do this installation for you today. Now you're probably wondering, okay, what is a hood deflector and what is it used for? Well, if you ever drove down the road, especially long road trips, and you hate the feeling of all these bugs flying into your windshield, leaving you bug splats, this hood deflector is going to help you relieve some of those issues. And also, if you notice that for whatever reason, a lot of the Highlander owners or Toyota owners in general have been reporting how flimsy the craftsmanship of the OEM windshield is, resulting to easier cracks from rock chips and things like that. So with the hood deflector, what it's essentially doing is you're going to install it right here, and it's going to deflect the airflow. Instead of flowing aerodynamically over the windshield, it's actually going to divert a airstream a little bit up more like this. So when the bugs fly towards you on the freeway, it's going to fly over your hood. And then when rock chips fly on the freeway, well, it may hit your windshield, but it will slow down the trajectory so that way the impact is lessened. So that's why I'm getting this. They do have aftermarket hood deflectors on the market. However, this is more sleek and streamlined from the ones I saw. I don't like too much curvature, and I like it to be hugged right onto the hood. So this is what we're going to be installing today for you. Let's get it. All right, so with a quick unpackaging, this again is a Toyota OEM product that you can only get in Canada to my knowledge. If you want to look it up for yourself, the part number is PK17548L00. And this is what comes in the package. Of course, you get the plastic hood deflector itself. You'll also get 3 metal brackets that adheres directly to the hood itself. You'll have 3 clear 3M adhesive, so that way you don't scratch the paint. You'll get some bumpers. You'll get additional brackets that will clamp onto this, so that way it's secured on before you screw it on. And then you'll also receive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different plastic adhesive mounting points. You can see right here. You're gonna stick this onto the hood where it's actually going to be a part of the kit itself. You're going to have, I think it says 70% isopropyl alcohol, so we'll just call these alcohol wipes for a surface cleaner. And then you'll have these adhesive bands. Looks like, let's see on the back here, tape strips is what they call them, so that way you can hold those in place before you wipe down these mounts with the adhesive promoter. And then you have this bag of screws and various grommets to hold it in place. So this is what you get in the kit. Let's go ahead and start the install. Alright, so first step of the install is open up your hood. And yes, these are hood struts. You can catch a link to a previous video. I'll put it in the upper right side right here for you to click on the link. And what we're going to do first is install 2 of these mounting brackets first. Before we can do that, we're going to use the 3M clear adhesive that's provided. And if you look, this is the center of the hood. There's going to be these 2 rectangular square holes right here that we're going to tape the tape over. This is to protect the paint from being scratched by the metal bracket. After we do that, we'll go ahead and put 2 of these grommets right into this rectangular hole right here. Then we'll go ahead and screw it in place with the little screws that are provided. All right, so this is what it will look like. I'm going to pull this down a little bit just so I can get it to my height level. Make sure you wipe it clean, which I've already did with a microfiber towel. Again, right where this hole is where you go ahead and align that tape. Force it around the top. There you have it. It's one side. Here, making sure it's aligned. Tape it right over. And then here, you'll take the grommet, shove it right into the hole, just like that. And you'll take the bracket, you'll put it right over, get it aligned with the hole, and then you'll go ahead and screw this in. Do it first by hand, then I gotta find my handy dandy screwdriver. And once you put this screw in, it's just gonna be a nice, snug fit. There you go. If you look at the top, that's what it should look like. That's where the hood deflector is going to rest upon right here. Let's go ahead and do this other side right here, and then we'll go on to the next step. All right, so with the two brackets installed, this is what it's going to look like. Again, easy breezy. You're just lining it right up to the square holes that were provided right here. So when I pull this hood down, this is what it should look like. So for the next step, we're going to go ahead and install these rubber bump stops right here. So in Toyota, they do provide the directions. It is in Canadian, and so it's not using inches, it's using the metric system, millimeters. My buddy Ive is Canadian, so he helped me measure this out. Let me know if I forget anything, Ive. I think in the instructions it says from the edge of the hood for this square black bump stop, you're going to measure 90 millimeters up and then 125 millimeters from the center line. Again, you can eyeball it, but we'd like to be technical here and just follow it by the book, just in case there is some aerodynamic issues that come into play, and we want to make sure this is perfect. So we measured it, and this is where our X meets the line. So this will go there. This will go right here. And then we zoom down on this end. From this point to this next point in the instructions, it says you'll be about 540 millimeters apart, and then 70 millimeters from this the edge. So these circular clear bump stops will go right here, and the other one will just go right over here. And let's do that real quick while we're at it. Peel this back.
For those in the States, I believe the conversion is 25.4 millimeters per 1 inch, if you didn't want to plug that into Google.
Good point, Ive. That is my one of my best friends, the cameraman behind the scenes right there. Voila! This is what the bump stops are going to look like once you got them on. Alright, so on to the next step. The Toyota instructions call to technically do a dry fit, similar to what we just did right here. And they also gave you these adhesive strips to secure these plastic adhesive mounts. However, we're going to do things a little bit differently. Ive and I, we talked about it, and we figured if we do this the way it shows in the instructions, we run the risk of misaligning the actual hood deflector to the hood itself. So our hack today is, since it's already dry fitted, we're just going to lift up each area. We're not even going to use these, so see you later. And we're going to use this automotive surface cleaner alcohol wipe to be able to wipe down this area and get it clean real good. And then we'll go ahead and put the screws and grommets from this access point onto the hood deflector itself. So that way we know for sure it's aligned to the hood deflector, and then that way we can just move these plastic mounts as we need to until we get that perfect alignment. So that's the next step we're going to do. Let's get it. Alright, so now that we got the hood cleaned with the alcohol pads, we're going to go ahead and install the hood deflector on. Now we're going to deviate from the instructions a little bit more and just do things our way to ensure that it's going to be in complete alignment with the hood deflector. So this middle piece, make sure that you understand that this one is not a square like these two at the edges are, if you can tell, right? This is the more rectangular. This one is in the middle. So don't make the mistake that I did earlier, and I actually put it here and I didn't catch it. Thanks to Ive, he caught it and he let me know. So this one's going to be in the middle. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and install this plastic adhesive mount to the hood deflector first. After we do that, then we'll go ahead and screw in the anchor points right here to ensure that that is in complete alignment. And then we're going to work our way out towards the edges to secure each portion onto the hood deflector. We're not going to secure this onto the hood. We're going to secure this onto the hood deflector. Once it's in complete alignment, then we can go ahead and peel the double-sided backing off and place it down properly. So the first thing I'm going to do, take this piece, take one of the screws, go ahead and just twist it on with your hand, so that way you don't have to worry about getting the screwdriver angled at a way where you might drop the screw. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to flip this over, and then I'm going to put this piece right here. You're going to take one of these grommets, see that? Stick it right through, and then you'll stick it right into the hole and press, just like that. That's what you're going for. Then we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to tighten that a little bit. Don't do it all the way, just get it good in there. There we go. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is take this, make sure that it is aligned to the holes right here and the hole right over here. I'm going to scoot this just a tad, scoot this there as well. Alright, you take this grommet, shove it in. I'll go ahead and screw this side down. There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
So got that side in, and then this side right here, we'll do the same thing on this side. Now if I secure this down, it's going to make it hard to peel that double-sided tape off the back. So I think what I'll do is this. Since I got this off already, I'll go ahead and peel the double-sided tape off now. Maybe I should have done this before. There we go. And then I'm going to worry about the alignment in this hole on the left side right here. Make sure that's aligned. There we go. Then we'll go ahead and shove this in. Screw this down. Alright, so the middle, press it down. This side's already secure. There we go. So far, it's looking pretty good. And then what we'll do is we'll move on to the next one. We'll just go ahead and install this on. And then once it's perfectly aligned, we'll peel the backing off like I did in the middle, press down, and then work your way to the left. I'm going to repeat that process on the right side as well. And we'll go ahead and show you the final product once that's done. Alright, so we finished peeling off all of the adhesive backing and pressed down once we got the grommets perfectly aligned to the hood deflector. So we'll go ahead and take this off. There we go. And this is what it should look like. Go ahead and take a moment, just use your thumbs and just firmly press and make sure that this is secure to the hood. You notice here the screws screwed on, but it's not all the way down. Right? Just make sure. Sounds good. Now that this is complete, looks like a Frankenstein thing without the hood deflector on, right? We'll go ahead and take the last remaining brackets, stick one right in the middle. Don't worry, it's not going to scratch because the bottom part of this is going to be right over the plastic. So just go ahead and align it right over the hole. See that alignment right there? That's what you want. And then you'll put this one over here as well. Bam. And the last one is going to go over.
There are only 3. None go on the most exterior ones.
Yeah. All right. And all that's left to do is put this back on and then tighten down all of the screws from the top using a long screwdriver. Aim from the top, try not to scratch the paint. And we'll go ahead and start that right here. I'll start in the middle. I'll take this and put it right into there we go. You know what I'll actually do? Remember the 2 anchor points we initially installed? We'll stick this in here. Stick that in here. You notice I'm taking my thumb, I'm firmly pressing down on the hood deflector while I'm screwing this in. If you have a longer screwdriver, it may help you with more leverage. Be careful with your paint. And I get it, this mod is not for everyone. I mean, you don't live in an area where you have a lot of bugs flying into your windshield. This might not be something for you. And it is subjective if you like this look or not. I personally like it. It gives you a nice contrast, especially with the Blizzard Pearl paint that I have here. To each their own, right?
That looks sweet.
Now, I've heard, and this is debatable, what the impacts on miles per gallon is. I'm sure with the air deflecting a little bit more upwards, there might be a nominal decrease to MPG. But like I said, you have to kind of weigh out what your priorities are. If it reduces the chances of cracked windshield and bug guts with these Highlanders, with the technology right in the middle of the windshield,
There's a lot of sensors, and just the inconvenience of having to get the dealer or Safe Light to replace your windshield and get it recalibrated is a pain in the ass. So anything I can do to reduce that, I'm going to take that. In my personal opinion, makes it look more aggressive. Alright, and the last piece, I know I heard the ground fall on the ground. Oh, there it is. I want to thank my buddy Ive here. I don't know how I would be able to make this video without you, brother. So
Anytime, my man.
I appreciate it.
Anytime. For the greater good of the community.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and a side note, the other day when we did go up to Canada to pick up the car part, we went to all-you-can-eat sushi, and there's not many spots around that has some, a good big menu. But there's a spot. What's it called again, Ive?
Cashapp
Popo in Richmond. That has some pretty decent sushi.
Metro Vancouver area.
Yeah. So I'm American. The exchange rate is still in our favor for the time being.
Right.
So I'm gonna maximize that to the fullest. All right, here we go. Finished product. OEM Toyota Hood Deflector installed. Close the hood. Like I said, looks are subjective. I like it. Anywho, I want to thank you for watching. If you like my videos, like and subscribe. I'm going to continue to pump out more content for you. And until the next time, stay safe. Peace. All right, so here's some bonus footage for you. It's been about 3 weeks since I installed the hood deflectors, and I have put some serious miles on it, and I wanted to show you my experience here. So I installed these OEM hood deflectors up in Bellingham at my buddy Ive's house, and drove home from Bellingham to Seattle. That's about 90 miles right there on the freeway. And I also recently came back from a trip down to Portland, Oregon. So from Seattle down to Portland, that's an additional about 174 miles. So that's about 264 miles that I've driven round trip back from Portland back to Seattle. Then that brings me up to at least 438 miles that I have driven with these hood deflectors on. And I have not washed my car. I have not used the windshield wipers once. It's been sunny these last 3 weeks. Low temperature was 80. So I wanted to share with you my impressions here. So you can see how dirty my car is right now. All this grime and stuff on it, right? From the bottom here, you can take a look and you can see all of the blood splats that pour. Rest in peace, bugs, right? Everything on the bottom here, you can see bug splatter everywhere. However, when you start to look at the hood and the windshield, barely any bugs hit my windshield at all for those 500 plus miles I was on the freeway from Bellingham down to Seattle, from Seattle down to Portland and back. And so that's proof in the pudding, my friends, that the hood deflector definitely does work. And if you look at the hood, you'll see some dirt spots on it from the car just sitting out here. These are just dirt spots right here. including that. It looks like poop. But from here down, this is where you see where a lot of the bug splatter ended up hitting. And I don't know if what the Toyota engineers were thinking when they made this elevated with a gap right here, but I would think that they wanted the airflow to hit here and for some air to travel underneath the hood deflector and probably just go against the hood here. But then for the rest of the air that really hits right above here, it really pushes the air upwards. So that way it changes the trajectory of the wind. At least that's what I'm thinking. So my conclusive thoughts from personal experience, these hood deflectors do work. I noticed that online, like eBay, they also have other aftermarket brand hood deflectors, bug deflectors, whatever you want to call them. Some of them are glued directly to the paint and doesn't have this elevated gap right here like on the OEM hood deflectors do. So that is something to keep into consideration from an engineering standpoint. I'm sure there was a rhyme and a reason for doing so, and if my testimony is accurate, it is to me. Bug guts from the grill down, but barely any noticeable trace of any bug guts from the hood all the way up. And I'll zoom in here, you can see how dirty my windshield is. All right, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Peace. Rock chips and they're cracking, right? And also you might be on a road trip and you've encountered a lot of bugs flying into the windshield, causing a lot of bug glut. Sorry, fuck.